I'm Dr. David Hill, and today we're going to be talking about how to use a digital thermometer on a toddler. Now, the good news is that in the last several years, thermometer technology has advanced to the point that, according to Consumers Union, the publishers of Consumer Reports, even an inexpensive digital thermometer is going to work as well as an expensive model. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy a super expensive thermometer just to get an accurate temperature on your toddler. Now, there are an awful lot of choices out there on the market, from thermometers that are built into pacifiers to forehead scanners. There are ear thermometers, but really a basic, simple stick with a readout on the end of it is as good as anything, because the temperature I'm going to want to know when you call me ideally will be a rectal temperature. That's still the most accurate because it's the closest to the inside of the body. The least accurate temperatures are the ones that we get in the armpit and the one that you get from the ear. So those are a little harder to understand what to do with. An oral temperature, if you can get your toddler to cooperate, is a very good choice as well, but it depends how old and cooperative your toddler is as to whether he'll hold the thermometer under his tongue even for the 10 to 15 seconds needed to get a read on a modern digital thermometer. If you get a rectal temperature, there are some probe covers that you can buy to keep your thermometer clean. They're usually sold right next to the thermometers. You want to use just a little Vaseline or surgical lubricant so that there's no friction, and you just need to put it just a little ways into the rectum. A lot of parents are really scared to do this. They think, oh my gosh, I'm going to injure my child, it's going to hurt them. Really, you're probably not. I don't think in my entire career I've ever seen or heard of an injury occurring in this fashion. So it's okay, and you don't have to go way deep. You just have to get it into the rectum just a little bit to get a good temperature. Now, what temperatures are we concerned about? Well, if the temperature is 100.4 or greater, we would call that a fever. Anything under 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 38.0 degrees Celsius or centigrade, is considered not a fever. Now, fever doesn't harm children, but there are some temperatures that get our attention. For example, if the temperature is elevated for more than 3 days, we get concerned there may be a bacterial or other serious infection going on. Likewise, if the temperature is over 104 degrees, we think there may also be a more serious process and not just a cold, so we'd like to see the child within 24 hours. If the temperature is over 105 degrees, we think the child should be evaluated more urgently, immediately actually. Again, not because the fever is going to hurt the child, but because to us that suggests there may be a really significant illness that we need to treat sooner rather than later. So remember, don't spend a lot of money on a fancy thermometer. Put it a little ways into the rectum to get the very most accurate possible temperature, and if it's 100.4 or greater, we consider that a fever. If it's 105 or greater, seek care now. Talking about using a digital thermometer to check your toddler's temperature, I'm Dr. David Hill.